Hi, this is James with JAC Shop. I'm following up, did an intake manifold on my 1995 Chevrolet 2 months ago. And what happened was during the video I actually was letting you guys know that when you do stuff and you get into a serious procedure or changing an intake manifold and all this, you're going to find all kinds of other defects when you go. And it seems to be that when if you fix one coolant leak on an older vehicle, it seems like you're going to find something else eventually. It's gonna pop up. We did go ahead and pressure test this. Everything was fine. But like I said, 2 months later, and you can see on the side of the radiator here, see if I can get it down in here. You can see where on the side of the radiator there it started leaking, where the aluminum and the plastic go together. This radiator is about 15 years old, so probably 12, 15 years old. So yeah, it was due. And of course I'm draining it. You'll see down there I'm draining it right now. So we're in the process of changing this radiator. Did go ahead and order one. And it has arrived, and I am putting this one in. So I thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. It's not a big deal to change a radiator. You see I'm draining the fluid into a catch container down below. I actually loosened the bung on the bottom left side of the radiator, and she's draining nicely into the pan down there, because I'm going to recycle this brand new antifreeze and coolant, so I might as well recycle it. And it's not good for the environment just to dump radiator antifreeze, so you have to dispose of it properly. It's bad for animals, so it can kill cats and dogs, and they like it because it's sweet tasting. So I always make sure that I either contain it and recycle it in an appropriate manner. Usually dealerships or some places will take it. It's hard to get rid of antifreeze, but anyways, this is a brand new antifreeze, so I'm going to recycle it, reuse it. You'll see here on the bottom hose right here, we've got my clamp on there. I'm not sure what's the best view for you right now to see that clamp, but I do have the clamp on there, and we're going to proceed to take and remove the radiator now. And basically right here on the top, you're going to see it's got, right here there's a couple fasteners. They're number 10s, 2 on the top, 3 on the top, 2 on the sides. You're going to take this top hose loose. I'm going to leave it connected to the intake manifold. Just take this side right here loose. It's 5/16, you're just going to take that loose. Got number 10s. And basically, bada bing, comes right out. It's not a big deal to change this radiator, but I thought I'd take you along for the ride anyways, kind of to complete the video that we had already started. Let's see if we can get you set up somewhere where you can watch. Like I said, basically I'm doing all of my videos are done by me. So that's always a balancing act of some sort. So looks like right there's a pretty good spot. I've got a bolt here just out of screen that I'm going to be doing right here, and you'll see me taking some bolts down below loose down here. See if we can get you in a better spot. I don't know. My helper's not with me today, so I'm kind of on my own. My little grandson Dorian, he's a big help to me. He likes to hold the camera, and sometimes when he's out here, it's beneficial. undo the battery. Should, but there's one number 10. The other one's on this side. I got a feeling my battery's gonna go dead. Ain't that the way it works? I have spare. No big deal. We're going to need a 5/16. This upper hose. It might help some of this to break loose too. I just take the clamp and put it back there where it's out of the way, and I'm not going to lose it. Might lose a little fluid here on this side. I doubt a lot. Usually what I do is just take it down there and go ahead and get rid of it that way. I don't got to worry about it. And then this hose I can stick back here, out of the way. I just hook it right on the master cylinder back there. Looks like I'm going to go change the battery real quick. Gotta go change the battery. Go. Got my charger. I don't have power out here right now, but I got a couple of spares there. Got one more number 10 in the middle of that fairing right there. Shroud. Fan shroud's important. You see a lot of guys years ago would take them off and get rid of them whenever you'd have an older car or something, and it would my small screwdriver. Do it just like that. This just power cable goes from the fuse box, main height, all the way over to the fuse box of the power. Just make sure it ain't got no bare spots or nothing in it. Looks like I got a couple more number 10s. Let's Two more that are in there by the radiator here. Always look at all your bolts when you're taking something apart. Make sure they're all the same length. Make sure you're making a mental note if there's anything else clamped by that particular bolt. In this case there isn't. Those bolts are just sitting down there free. On the front of the shroud here there's a vacuum line that goes to my canister. And this just comes off, sets off to the side. Pretty much that's what was holding the radiator. Now we have 4 lines that we're going to take loose. I'm going to get a little penetrating oil, get it on them, and take the 4 lines loose. Looks like I've got probably 11/16 and a 5/8. You have 2 lines on this side, which are your oil cooler on this particular vehicle, and 2 lines on that side down on the front of your radiator, which happen to be the transmission cooler. So we're going to take those. We're going to take those loose, and you want to be careful when you're taking those loose not to strip them, and definitely when you're going back, make sure that they go in nice and smooth by finger before you start cranking down with a wrench. I am going to go get a wrench, and I'll be right back. Got here. Got a light while I was over there. It's always good to have an extra light so you can see what's going on down here. Make sure we get everything. Yeah, this radiator's been quite a few miles here. So, I mean, it just definitely is time. Maybe a sticker right there. Yeah. Maybe get us a little more light on it. What do we got here? So it's a little bigger than a 3/4. Which tells me it's probably going to be metric. And she's right at a half. So let's see. Get some penetrating oil. It's a little bigger than a 3/4. 13/16 maybe. Let's go do that. 13/16. Sorry about that. So here we have some PB blaster, and this stuff's great for helping pop stuff loose. And there we go, 13/16. And that one come right loose. The rustiest one was the easiest. And that's something. And that's the way it normally works. So we'll put this over here. Just a little dab of this. A little bit here. Doesn't take a whole lot. Let's see what's holding on to this bottom shroud. Got a feeling I got a couple of bolts down there I'm going to have to take loose. Got my overflow hose over here I got to take loose. And of course that little clip's wanting to fight with me a little bit. There it goes. Sometimes you just got to be a little more aggressive. Alright, I'm going to go get me a cardboard box. See if I can slide under and see what's holding on to that down at the bottom. Got a feeling I got a couple of bolts down there holding. Looks like there's one right here. Yeah, we'll get down there and go underneath and take care of it. I'll be right back. And looks like we're going to be going underneath. Take a few bolts loose. We'll drop down underneath. Might as well take my wrenches with me. And let's go down here and see what we got going on. Got 3 bolts underneath, I believe it is. Of course, we got a hose too. Trying to wait to take the hose loose last. I like to keep these pieces of cardboard just in case. I think you'll probably see it way before I will. That they're somewhere along the bottom, right there, are a couple of bolts. And right there. Now those bolts are kind of hard to get to. So, upon looking at these a little closer, I may want to get a ratchet wrench. Just to pop those loose, and then to pop the hose on the bottom loose. Alright, so let's get to it. Let's go ahead and, it does look like I'm going to need to get a ratchet wrench on that. Let me go get a ratchet wrench. Have a number 10 ratchet wrench. There's going to be 2 bolts down here, and then we got a radiator hose. Once I get this bolt out of the way, I'll be able to see that radiator hose pretty good. Usually I don't keep you guys watching while I'm doing all this wrenching. I just figured this would be a pretty quick video. You can see I do have an oil leak under here. Oil leak is coming from the power steering. This truck has went through 3 units. As always, got 2, got 1 more up here. I know you can't see me. That will flip you way around. So that you can see what I'm doing. You'll see there's my bolt over here on the bottom of the shroud. Basically this shroud just folds up and goes right toward the engine. It goes out of the way. It's usually not a problem once I get these 2 bolts out. Get it loose to a point where I can get a hold of it. Not really a whole lot of room under here. I tell you, I sure do miss the shop. With the frame lift and going up in the air and taking care of everything up in the air. Sure is a lot easier. Get to doing stuff at home and you forget, you know, how nice it is to have that frame lift to take it up in the air to do stuff like this. You got 2 bolts. Well, it'll take 5 minutes at the shop. Take you 20 minutes here. basically this just kind of folds out of the way like that. Now I can see the bottom hose here, and we'll find out how to get that clamp off. I think it's pretty sure it comes off from the top. Usually that's the way I set them up, because I don't like crawling around on the ground for obvious reasons. Let's go up top, take a peek at it. We're gonna go up and see what we got. Oh yeah, she's got one of the big clamps under there. Not gonna be an issue. You get a pair of pliers and pop that loose, and away we go. Let's go ahead and get you set up somewhere.